So hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry I haven't reacted in a while for reaction videos because I was busy trying to get my new editing software up. It's still not where I want it to be, but this is gonna have to do for now until I get better equipment, should I say, better camera overall. But today we're gonna be reacting to Mike Tyson, how we went from millions to literally almost being broke in that case. But you know, since we already getting into this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this to anybody you know, because I would really like to be within 1,000 followers. So, you know what I'm going to say again is subscribe to your boy, Joseph the Plug. Anyways, let's get into this video because I'm very interested. And I'm not going to be doing the back and forth thing doing this because, I don't have another computer where I can switch between this and that, but this is gonna have to do for now. But anyways, let's get into this video.
Course of 6 years, Mike Tyson celebrated his 36th birthday with a bank account reading 0. So how did Mike Tyson go bankrupt? Well, Tyson made it clear that a financial education wasn't a part of his childhood.
From a broke background, I never really learned the art of handling money as a kid,
which became a problem as he began to earn millions whilst he was still a teenager. After becoming champion at the age of only 20, Mike Tyson began to average $7.5 million per fight, and this didn't even include his other sources of income.
Wow, that's amazing. All I can say is respect to the king of boxing, Mike Tyson. You know, that's amazing. That's an amazing feat for a guy so young back in his prime. That's a good feat.
He was paid over $50 million in casino deals, $3.5 million for a WrestleMania guest appearance, while Mike Tyson's Punch-Out sold 2 million copies during its very first year. By 1990, Mike Tyson was credited as the highest paid athlete in the world, with an estimated $28.6 million in income this year, although all of this changed when he was sent to prison only 2 years later. Between 1992 and his release in 1995, Mike Tyson was unable to earn a single dollar. Although as summarized by this CBS article, he wasn't exactly struggling when he finally walked free. Most Indiana prisoners are given $75 in spending money to ease their transition back into society. Tyson needed no such help. The former heavyweight champion had 2 checks, each made out to him for $10 million. In the next few weeks, Tyson would get another $12 million for the rights to future fights and television. A few months later, he earned the most money ever given to a boxer, $25 million, to fight a stiff named Peter McNeely. Over the next 2 years, Tyson earned a further $140 million from 5 different fights, making him feel invincible.
money is a false sense of security.
False sense of security. Nothing about it could be a
You feel
real.
invincible with money.
Okay.
You feel like you can't even die.
Which, when combined with the bitterness from his time spent in prison, caused Tyson to begin spending everything.
For me being poor, never having anything, for me being bitter, angry for being in prison, it stems from a lot of things.
Firstly,
So it kind of makes sense though, because he went to jail multiple times. If you he went to jail multiple times. What I can say is that most of the time it just takes, I'm not gonna say common sense, but like to make sure that you know you can support yourself. But like for me, like if I ever became like a millionaire like Mike Tyson did, boxing, of course I'm saving it because my parents taught me how to save. But in this case, he wasn't taught how to save his money for something that actually mattered, that's more important than getting a luxury car, you know, because like, you know, like getting, like once you become like a family man or a family woman, you start to understand that you need this and that more than you need these expensive things. Sooner you do it, but it all comes from either the background from where your parents were raised and how they teach you to your mindset. So it all boils down to those 2 points. In this case, Mike Tyson, I don't think had anybody to teach him the values of they taught him the value of how to get money, but not the way how to like spend money off, if that made any sense.
There were the cars. According to CBS, Tyson reportedly bought 110 cars either for himself or as gifts, one of which being a $320,000 Bentley Azure, the most expensive production car in the world. Tyson bought it and ordered 4 more. In the space of a few minutes, he had spent more than $1.5 million, while in a different instance, Tyson showed up at a car dealership just outside New York to buy another car. He bought a Ferrari for $300,000, declining a test drive because he already had one just like it. On a different day, Tyson was pulled over whilst driving his Rolls Royce without a license, but was able to get out of trouble by giving the car to the cop.
You know, sir, why don't you just take the car? You know, you deserve it because you've been doing a lot. Because I didn't want to get arrested. I didn't have license or anything.
Right.
And I didn't want my wife to get in trouble. I said, why don't you just take it? You know, it was around 230 at the time, and they took it.
This didn't end well for the officer.
He got fired.
He did?
Yeah, he got
Oh my God.
Although it
Wait, what? So if I take a car in from Mike Tyson, I'll get fired? Bro, that's... I mean, it is bribery. At the same time, I mean, the cops could sell it off and put it into their, you know, their bank accounts for cop things per... My goodness, okay, what I'm saying is they could have just sold the car and put it into their everyday equipment. Like, for instance, that they needed new guns, they could probably buy it. I'm just saying they could have took the car and did what you call like an auction on it or something like that. That's what I'm thinking right now, but you know.
did end well for Tyson's friend Ed Lover, who was given a Bentley so he could drive home from a club.
He goes, here, take the car. I'm like, okay. He gives me the Bentley. A month go by, I still have this car. He said, I wanted you to have that car. He said, I gave you that car.
With so many vehicles, Tyson needed somewhere to store them, purchasing mansions in Las Vegas, Ohio, and Maryland. However, these were nothing compared to the house he bought in Connecticut. It featured 21 bedrooms and 35 bathrooms, as well as a full-blown nightclub, a movie theater, a mini casino, a squash court, and a fully spec'd out proper commercial gym. But this was only the inside.
Okay, so wait, hold on. So would y'all want to spend like a... Wait, hold on. Let me switch my camera angle right quick. So would you want to spend lots of money on a mansion that has a lot of beds, a lot of bathrooms, and then you have, you know, different special compartments within the mansion where you can do multiple things, movie theater, a bar, bowling alley, really anything, like a gaming room or nothing? Like, in my opinion, I would not want a mansion because too much work, and plus, besides, I don't want to clean all those bathrooms, but at the same time, since I have this amount of money, I would pay for maids to do it. But at the same time, I'm just a guy who wants to keep all the money for myself. So in that conclusion, I'm not buying a mansion. But if you have different thoughts, you know, comment down below. Tell me, would or would you not buy a mansion? And if you would buy a mansion or would not buy a mansion, explain yourself. I already did. You got to do it now, and that's that. So, you know.
Outside there was a full-size basketball court, a swimming pool with its own grotto, and get this, its own lake house, and fountain on a 17.6-acre block. If the house looks familiar, it's because Tyson eventually sold it to 50 Cent, who called it his biggest financial mistake.
What was the most, like, when you wasted money?
The Tyson crib was like that.
Mainly because of how much the property cost to run.
How much was the upkeep, guesstimate per year?
About $700,000
a year.
Tyson expanded on this in a different interview,
It's gonna cost me $25,000 just to mow the lawn. Right.
which when combined with his other houses meant gardening bills alone mounted to $100,000, although the gardener was still a minor expense compared to the things Tyson bought for these houses. As a gift for his first wife, Robin Givens, Mike spent $2.2 million on a solid gold bathtub.
Okay. I don't understand. I don't understand. Hold on. I don't understand why you would buy anything gold. Like, especially a bathtub. Have y'all seen, like, the golden toilet? Like, why would you buy this, and yet you have to waste more bread for this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to get to right now? If I was ever Mike Tyson, I would not invest my money in a golden shower, let alone it being pure gold. It's just really not worth my money. It's really just wasting my money at this point. Like, what are we doing?
Which was followed by their divorce less than a year later, which cost Mike a further
Build a website you love with Wix, where your words
the $10 million in legal fees and compensation. Tyson had also dropped $410,000 on a birthday party and $140,000 on 2 white Bengal tigers, which needed their own specialty enclosure, $200,000 a year worth of food, and their own animal trainer, which Mike hired at a cost of $125,000 a year. Mike also had to pay a friend $250,000 in compensation after they were bitten by one of the tigers, although there was another bite that cost Tyson even more. During a match in 1997, Evander Holyfield headbutted Tyson, who in retaliation bit a portion of Holyfield's ear off.
Oh, I forgot this actually did happen. I thought he was talking about the tiger taking someone's life. That's what I thought, but I forgot this happened between him and that guy. I forgot.
Tyson was disqualified and fined $3 million, although it seemed he hadn't learnt his lesson, as he then bit Lennox Lewis's leg during a press conference, warranting another $335,000 fine. In the process, Tyson employed over 200 different people, including chefs, chauffeurs, and bodyguards, the most pointless of which being a guy nicknamed Crocodile, whose sole function was to dress in fatigues and repeatedly shout guerrilla warfare at Tyson's news conferences, for which he was paid $300,000 in 1996. In another
that right there is the easiest money right there, because if it was me, hold on, let me put this on full cam. If it was me, boy, I'm out here dressing outrageously. I'm not really dressing up like a, oh no, I might be dressing up like Mr. Brown, bro. I'm not gonna lie, and start shouting guerrilla warfare all day. Probably on my social media, I'll probably do it just for 300 bands. Tell me y'all wouldn't do that. I would do that. I don't know about you, but I would. I'm that desperate for money. No, hold on. That's bad, actually. Never mind. Forget what I just said about desperate. I want that money as easily as I can get it, because he was just shouting guerrilla warfare and he was dressing weirdly. Didn't mean to say that like that, if you know what I mean. Hold on. Didn't mean to say it like how I just said it. That was stupid of me. My bad. Let's continue this video.
Another crazy instance, Tyson walked into a club and offered to pay for everybody's drinks all night.
Mike calls me over again. Ed, come here. I go, what's up, Mike? Tell the DJ I got the bar until the club closed. I said, what are you talking about? I'm buying the bar out. Everybody can have whatever they want.
However, there was one final expense that was higher than any other.
Do you regret anything?
Yeah, and I didn't pay taxes really.
That'll get you. Yeah.
It was revealed in 2003 that Tyson owed $13.4 million to the IRS, $117,000 to 5 different states, as well as $4 million to British tax authorities, and things only got worse from here. Turns out most of Mike's luxury purchases were being made on credit, and as a result he also owed $27 million to various different businesses, including $600,000 to a legal company, $500,000 to his finance manager, and $800,000 to a former trainer, all of which were stacked on top of a second divorce. Tyson owes money to at least 246 creditors, including the Internal Revenue Service, the Screen Actors Guild, and dozens of doctors, lawyers, and accountants. Tyson owes his ex-wife Monica Turner almost $9 million from their divorce, and he hasn't paid $19.4 million in taxes to the IRS, Great Britain, and 5 states, which was an extra large problem as Tyson was down to his last $1,250 in cash. Tyson, 38, said all of his houses have been sold or seized, and he owns only one car, albeit a white Hummer SUV, newly purchased and apparently not yet paid for. According to bank records Tyson's attorney submitted to the US bankruptcy court, Tyson earned $38 during January. His living expenses during that month were more than $407,000. Mike Tyson was completely and utterly screwed. However, he devised a plan to get himself out of trouble.
Wait, before we even go on to this, hold on, let me put this in full cam again. I said I wasn't going to do this often, but this is going to be probably the last one. Or no, this is going to be the last one until the end of the video. But anyways, it's not really... I don't know what to say, because, like, you have millions of dollars, right? I mean, sure, you can go, like, crazy and spend on some things, but you can't spend it, like, all the time, if you know what I mean. Like, during the video of what Sunny V2 is saying, him spending all the money, like, how do you do that? And then you have bills that literally stacks up to your living expenses within, like, probably 4 or 5 years. Sunny V said that he spends around $400,000 every month. Think about that. Then stack it up by the years, by like 12, and then probably he forgot to pay them. I would say 5 years. I'm just thinking rationally out of my head right now. Like, you're spending that much money, plus you owe people like a lot of money that's in the triple digits, and then some of them are in the millions, and you're telling me that you're like down to your last, not last dime, but your last $1,000, and you're telling me that you spent all that just to get, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense from being a millionaire to just being in debt and you're broke at the same time. It doesn't make sense to me, but you know, it's not really a uncommon thing in the world of you know, millionaires, or should I just say people who play sports. Yeah, I should put it like that.
Tyson's reorganization plan is ambitious. He hopes to earn at least $19.5 million from boxing over the next 3 years to help satisfy his creditors, although this isn't what would happen. In fact, he'd lose both of his next 2 professional fights before retiring from boxing and filing for bankruptcy. At the time, he'd state, "My whole life has been a waste. I've been a failure. I just want to escape. I'm really embarrassed with myself and my life. I want to be a missionary. I think I could do that while keeping my dignity without letting people know they chased me out of the country. I want to get this part of my life over as soon as possible. In this country, nothing good is going to come of me. I'm so stigmatized there is no way I can elevate myself. I'll never be happy. I believe I'll die alone. I would want it that way. I've been a loner all my life with my secrets and my pain. I'm really lost, but I'm trying to find myself. I'm a really sad, pathetic case." With nothing else to do, Mike spent his days caring for 350 unique pigeons, a collection which prior to bankruptcy, he'd paid $400,000 for. He'd later liken his spending habits to a drug addiction.
It's like the drugs. You might as well say you have it all, but it's still that empty hole that you're trying to fulfill. You spend as much as you can to try to get that satisfaction, fulfill that hole. It just is bottomless.
However, Tyson's life wasn't finished yet. Losing everything had taught Tyson a valuable lesson.
I know the power of humbleness now.
How did you learn that?
I have to lose everything.
With humility acting as a baseline for him to rebuild his life. Tyson took the lessons he'd learned and transformed them into a book, whilst his life story was also the perfect premise for his own documentary. On top of this, Mike landed a cameo role in both The Hangover 1 and 2, for which he was paid $300,000. Through these various media appearances, Mike was able to rebuy himself a pretty awesome house in Vegas, although he refused to let money dictate his happiness.
Is there anybody that thinks a lot of money is going to make them happy? They never had a lot of money.
Because it don't make you happy.
Yeah, oh no, it's going to make you miserable. It can make you hate yourself.
Since then, Mike has launched his own extremely successful podcast called Hotboxin' and built a net worth of $10 million.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Like, throughout my years of knowing Mike Tyson as one of the greatest boxers of all time, I never actually, went in deep to see, is he struggling with anything that would cause him, to lose his edge? And yet seeing this video actually makes me understand why some boxers, or should I just say some people who do sports, or anybody who's rich in that department, would spend millions of dollars and still have debt, and it can either destroy their lives, and either they have two ways of dealing with it, either let it, consume them, or fight out of that struggle. And to see this video really sets the boundaries on if, as if you want to become rich, it sets the boundaries of you got to do this and that just to stay, financially stable, but also not dictate or not let money dictate your, wait, hold on. Not to let money dictate your happiness, rather than you control the money and control the usage of the money. And also, be happy with what you got, apparently, because when Mike Tyson lost that money, I feel like he did find a valuable lesson from, during the years of spending millions and millions and millions of dollars on something that he didn't really need, to, now becoming a old wise boxer who understands the, having millions and millions of, my goodness, having millions and millions of dollars is not going to really make you happy. I never really thought that would happen behind the king of boxing, Mike Tyson, but things happen for its reasons. This is like, I think out of this whole thing, I think we should learn that money can dictate you only if you let it. This is nice. I kind of like it. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. I will do more of this, probably three videos every week, hopefully, because I'm doing other projects, other channels, TikTok, and you know what? I just put like I might just put my TikTok right here. That's probably the only thing I'm gonna put right there. But anyways, thank you for watching. This is Joseph the Plug, and if you would like me to, plug into something that, wait, pause. If you would like me to react to things that are deep like this, or funny things, weird things, all of that, I would love to react to it. I just need a little bit more time and more resources to do all of this, and I need to find a better editing system. For right now, this is what you got. Deal with it for the sake of this whole entire journey and struggle. Anyway, see you in the next one. Peace.